The first thing that you're going to do when you get your worksheet is you're going to complete the first value scale. For this one, you may use either hatching, cross-hatching, or stippling. I'll leave that choice up to you. You're going to go from light to dark. Once you're done with that, you're going to move on to the second one. For this one, you will only be using blending. After you have done that, we can learn how to kind of start to apply our value drawing skills to creating an actual three-dimensional looking shape. So today we're just going to practice drawing a 3D looking ball. Before we can get started on that, though, I do want to go over some keywords with you. So the first thing is, when we are looking at our value scale, we know that we can see lighter colors and darker colors. The first word that we want to recognize is these lighter colors are going to be called tints, and the darker values or colors are going to be called shades. The second thing that we want to know is, when we are drawing a realistic looking shape, we need to realize that there's always going to be some form of light that is falling on our object. This light is called a light source, and that is the area in which the light is originating from. So if you look at this, we can see that the lightest part is right here. That means that the light is coming from somewhere over here, and it is making all of these parts that move away from it, sorry, I was blocking it, darker. The next word that we want to recognize is highlights. So highlights is going to be those lightest parts. So we can see that this part of the ball is actually white, and then it's a very light tint of gray over here. And then as it gets further from that middle highlight, it gets darker. The last word that we want to recognize is the word shadow. I'm sure you guys already know what that means, but the shadow in drawing is an area of an object where the light does not hit. So that's going to be the darkest part. We can see here that the shadow is this part just behind the ball. So I'm gonna use this one as the reference to get started on my drawing. As I said before, the highlight is this middle part on here. So my light source is somewhere coming from kind of over here. I can leave that part white. The light source is going to be the lightest part, or the highlight is going to be the lightest part, and this is going to be my highlight. That means as I'm moving out, it's going to get lighter, so I can start coloring in this very lightly. One thing that I also started doing on here is I was using my finger to kind of blend those colors a little bit more smoothly. So you can definitely try doing that, and then that's pretty good. As I'm moving out, this next ring around my highlighted area is going to be a little bit darker. So I'm gonna kind of put more lines, make sure that there's more of that pencil, it's called graphite, getting down on that paper. And then again, I can go in once I'm done coloring it and kind of use my finger to blend it a little bit more. Right now, if I look at it, it doesn't seem quite dark enough, so I want to go back in and make it a little bit darker. Then the ring around this one is going to be even darker. So as I'm going through these, it's going to continue to get slightly darker. I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this so you can see how I work on making all of these a little bit darker. Okay, so I am done coloring in my thing. You can see that this part over here where my shadow is the darkest part. I'm even going over it to make it a little bit darker. This is the darkest part. As it moves this way, it definitely gets lighter. So my highlight is in the middle. I can even, if you got an eraser, you can erase some of that. My eraser's not really working right now.